Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Tokens Podcast, where Polar interviews people so you can do more investing and less gambling.
If you can turn back time and you have the chance to start investing in crypto again from ground zero, what would your first step be?
I would definitely go and buy a lot of Bitcoins. And Ethereum, of course. So I think these two would have been the first thing I would have done if I can turn back the clock. But having said that, I have no regrets in my crypto journey because there is always the next Bitcoin. Like, for example, your project could be the next Axie Infinity, or your project can become the next Polygon. When I say that, I'm not talking in terms in the same category, but I'm talking in terms of valuation, right? So there are lots of opportunities out there, even now, because as you know, that the Web3 has not even begun. It's like we're just at the start of the start. So there's a lot of room for growth, and thanks to Bitcoin becoming like the main store value for a lot of people to ape into cryptos, a lot of startup projects have started to get a lot of traction.
Okay. So there is still chance to become a millionaire from crypto, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
But of course, none of the things that we have just said should be accepted as financial advice. You have to do your own research. All of the things that we have mentioned are based on our experience, and your journey may be very different from ours. But Kishore, we're now I don't know how many years since the beginning of your crypto journey, and you have seen so many projects. You have invested in many projects, but at the same time, some of them have failed. So how do you think people can, in that case, based on your experience, how do you think people can do more investing and less gambling in crypto and NFT world?
A very simple way is dollar cost averaging. People have this FOMO, right? Like every time the price goes up, oh my God, I should not miss out. And there are more people buying Bitcoins at 60,000 levels. And right now Bitcoin is at 20,000 levels. People are not much interested in buying, right? So it's crazy, right? At 60,000, you were like, oh my God, it's going to go to 100,000, better buy now. But at 20,000, no one wants to buy. Now, I totally get that. And majority of people are in this category, right? So I suggest do dollar cost averaging, where every month you say, okay, fine, let's have a disciplined approach, right? Okay, fine, I'm going to put aside whatever, let's say $1,000. Now, when I say $1,000 means that $1,000 is not your entire salary or your entire savings, right? So let's say your savings is $10,000. So maybe put 10%. $1,000, and doesn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is. You every month just buying a Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. Let's say you are interested in the metaverse, buy some great metaverse coins. If you're interested in layer 2, buy layer 2 coins. If you're interested in whatever is your interest, you just ape into that. NFTs for that matter, right? If you like NFTs, no problem. Take $1,000 every month, just buy some NFTs of yours. And I think that should be the approach.
Okay, but we both know that NFTs are a much riskier asset than the cryptos, right?
They're all risky. Yeah, it's just one is riskier than the other. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, in the current market situation, everybody's saying that we are in some sort of a bear market. And we know that this is not going to be the last bear market, because after every bull market, there is always a bear market. This has always been like that in the stock markets. And as you know, after the rain, there is always a sun. So it doesn't make sense not to have that in the crypto world too. So based on your experience, what do you think a person should do during such bear markets?
Oh. Well, I like you rightly said, this is not financial advice. Just do your own research. But I think in a bear market, you can get some really good gems at throwaway price. Like, for example, right? I mean, think about it, right? what was the high of Ethereum? Like it was almost, if I'm not mistaken, 4,000. Okay, forget Ethereum. Let's say Bitcoin. The high of Bitcoin was almost 60,000 plus, right? Now it is 20,000. So we're talking of what? 70% correction, almost 80% correction, right? Let's look at some very, very, very good projects, right? So there's, for example, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Polygon. And by the way, all these names doesn't mean that I'm suggesting go buy them. All I'm saying is, let's say Uniswap, for example, right? Now, Uniswap was at a high of almost $45 and it dropped to a low of $3. And this is not too long ago. It was just like in June, July, it was like $3. And in $3, from $3, now it is $7, which means if you had aped in at $3, you would have already doubled your money because now it's $7. So again, look at risk reward. So how you look at risk reward, right? So let's go back in time, right? I'm looking at Uniswap right now. So Uniswap was at $45 way back in 2021 around June. Exactly a year later, it was at $3. So ask yourself this question. What is my risk? From $3, it can go to zero. So my risk is $3. But when Uniswap is at 43, what is my risk? My risk is 43. So now compare 43 and 3. You're coming in at which level? You're coming in at $3 when the downside is only 3, whereas you're coming at 43 where your downside is 43. Now let's look at the upside. If I look at the upside, if Uniswap goes back to its 1 year, previous year high level, which is 43, my $3 can become 43, which means we're talking of almost a 15x return over here. So think in terms of risk reward. I'm not saying it will happen overnight. It may take 1 year, it may take 2 years. I don't know. I can't see the future, right? But always think in terms of risk reward, right? So when you know that your downside is less and your upside is more, that's when you know it's the right time to go in.
Amazing. Yeah. What you're saying is absolutely brilliant. We should always measure the risk and earning potential, profit potential in the end, because this is what matters. And like we have already said many times, there is a risk in almost all assets. So you have to make your own decisions based on facts, formulas, and things like that that have proven over time, not based on something that someone has said or something like that. So Kishan, it has been an amazing interview and I'm so happy that you have had the time to join my podcast. So do you have any final words that you want to share with the listeners?
Yeah. So guys, the Web3 space, the DeFi space, the crypto space, the blockchain space is so amazing. You can get to meet guys like Polar, VCs like us, but have this attitude of learning, right? Every day when you wake up, you will see the space has changed. And what worked till last year is no more relevant this year. So this space is very, very dynamic. Keep yourself plugged in. Be part of some community. There are a lot of Twitter spaces out there. Join Twitter spaces, right? Ask questions. Go for a lot of events. There are so many blockchain events now happening thanks to COVID no longer being an issue anymore. Especially in Singapore, for example, there are so many events coming up. And wherever you are, just go for these events, right? And don't hesitate. Don't hesitate because everyone in this blockchain, if anyone says he's an expert, don't believe. Nobody is an expert. Okay? We are all learning and we are all growing because the space is growing, right? So if you need any help, reach out. I would say majority of the people are there to help you, but also be very, very careful because you will come across people who will ask you to ape into a particular coin or tell you to buy into certain projects or NFTs and tell you that, you're whatever. your money can grow 100x, 1000x. Don't let that be the reason for you to be part of the Web3. No. Your reason to be into this Web3 is to educate yourself so that you stay relevant. Otherwise, you will become a dinosaur because the metaverse is coming, whether you like it or not. Web3 is coming, whether you like it or not, right? Companies and brands are going to NFT their products and services, whether you like it or not, right? So then the question then is, okay, fine. Then how do I be part of this metaverse, this Web3, this NFT? And another thing is, don't try to like wake up in the morning and say, okay, I want to now understand everything. No, take baby steps. Tell yourself, okay, today or this month, I'm going to focus only on, let's say, NFTs. Then next month you say, okay, fine, I've understood NFTs. Let me understand what is metaverse. Then maybe Web3. So don't try to jump, because when you try to jump, you will fall and you will feel this space is not for me. Yeah. Also be very, very careful in terms of security, because it's Web3, you can connect your wallet to any website and they can basically take away your coins. So be careful, who is telling you to do what, especially when you're on Telegram, you're on Discord. These two places, you will get a lot of people wanting to connect with you, knowing that you're very eager to learn. They will tell you, oh, you want to learn, click on this link. Everything is available for free. Just connect your wallet. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all from my side. Polar, thank you so much for having me here. I hope whatever I've shared will help this community to be a safer place. In fact, day before yesterday, I was at an event which was organized by Merkle Science. So Merkle Science is very similar like chain analysis. So they just raised $24 million and they basically help in detecting blockchain threats. There are a lot of bridges out there, right? Between chains, right? So they basically help to detect a lot of threats. So the thing is that the space is getting safer day by day, but it's also growing very fast. So if you want to get a job, this is a perfect place. There's so much of opportunities for people to get a job in cybersecurity, in metaverse, in Web3, in NFT. If you want to start a project, yeah, please go ahead, start. Venture capital people are willing to support projects. So don't hesitate, just get started, take baby steps, and you will really find this space very, very, very rewarding.
Amazing stuff. Thank you very much again, Kishore, for being a guest on the Seasonal Tokens podcast. It has been an amazing interview. I'm sure that our listeners will find a lot of gems in your answers. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having me, Polar.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. So thank you very much to all of you that have reached this part of the episode. I truly appreciate your support and I hope that you will join me on the next episode because I have prepared another special guest for you. So I'm Polar, the CMO of Seasonal Tokens, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Bye.